Hello again. It's been a little bit since the last video, and for a pretty good reason. Um, I might sound a bit more different now. That's because there is stitches in my mouth. I am recovering. However, uh, the Castellan's Creed came out yesterday, so I had to immediately grind that out. Um, well, most of it. And I finally have all the quote unquote essential stuff now. Um, I'm gonna do another review on Warbond as I would. I would have gotten this out probably yesterday if I had more medals. However, I am working on finishing this out, which will also be another future video. But I mean, I'm the Warhammer guy, you know? Let's talk about Castellan's Creed. While my this isn't my type of Warhammer. I'm a Space Marines player. Of course, I know Imperium. I know General Imperium Ball. I'm not like stupid in that regard. But when it comes to Guard, one, not a huge fan of it on the tabletop. Two, not super knowledgeable aside of like notable characters like Kane and the likes. Another way this video will differ is I'm not going to be doing a gameplay segment with them, mostly because I am already still just having difficulties making this video in the first place, given my current situation. I'm in a lot of pain right now, but I still need to get the video out because it's been like a month or something since I last posted a full form video. There will be, well, if I can remind myself, there will be in the future like segments where I use the weapons in here. But for right now, I'm just gonna talk about it. First off, we're gonna start off with like the staple, the hotshot marksman rifle, the Laz rifle. I not a fan of like marksman rifles. So the hyena's fine. I still don't fuck with it. Like I'm just more of a I use SMGs sometime. I like energy weapons sometimes, this is energy. This is energy based. So recoil isn't really a problem with this. It's medium pen. Pretty much everything in here aside from this is heavy or anti-tank, which is great. You expect that from a Warhammer Warbond. You want stuff to be hitting hard. Um, I've used this. Now, something to note here. I have only fought on Rugabe so far. That has only been against the Vote Snatchers, which, well, side note, I think is a hilarious name for them. Like, the fucking Vote Snatchers, like, we got fucking Scooby-Doo villain up in here with that kind of name. But, I will try and talk about them a little bit, just because I've got stuff to say about that as well. I've got stuff to say about the whole update in general. But this right now is a Warbond review. This is fine. I like it. If you're running bots, this is probably pretty good because bots. You stay further away. You like to stay tactical. Bugs, maybe. I don't know. I don't really fuck with the bugs. Period. Um, the armor. I only have the light set because it's the cheaper of the two, and I only needed this and this to unlock page 2. I only needed these two to unlock page 3. The demo trooper, it's also just recently my game's been a little fucky. The cape always blows this way. Like in here, even on missions, it only blows one way, so I apologize for doing all this. I think this helmet looks better than this helmet. Even though like this is good. I love the looks of both of these. I love them. I prefer this better though. This is just kind of like it's smooth, it's sleek, it's if you took Redacted Regiment but you turned it around. Like you didn't do all the sharp edges and shit with that. But I mean, like, it's kind of basic, but also, like, you got the little mark on their shoulder. It's a little hard to see it with the glare. I think you can see it better on this one. It's like, it's the little logos they have on the cards. Which, yeah, showing the cloaks off is going to be basically impossible with this, but, I talk about True Grit. This is what everyone's been, like, celebrating. True Grit. Increases the reload speed of all support weapons by 30%. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And considering we have a support weapon in this Warbond, that's pretty good. For me, someone who is a die-hard Bulletstorm user, and pretty much everyone else who uses expendable support weapons, this means fuck all. This means genuinely nothing. It does, like, it is less than useless. However, increasing the ergonomics on every weapon, period, does not matter what it is. Slightly increasing ergo is wonderful. Wonderful, because I'm going to talk about the bolt pistol a little bit here. This bitch is a nightmare to use without some kind of, like, stabilization. The recoil on it is insane. 325. And for a good reason. This is heavy pen, and it is explosive, and you can use it one-handed, but you should never use it one-handed. This is essentially the missile pistol, but I wouldn't necessarily say better. It has more ammo, yeah, duh. There is no, like, different firing modes on any of the weapons I checked in here, which kind of sucks. I wish they had, like, I don't know, like an overcharge mode for the marksman rifle, because, like, it's a laser weapon. Like, maybe you can do a heavier shot with that if you charge it up longer, but there's nothing for that. But I love the look of it. I love how it feels in game. The feel. The big thing for a lot of premium Warbonds, because this is a premium Warbond, everyone knows it. It's right there. It's legendary. The feel is what carries a lot of legendary Warbonds to be as good as they are. And when every time you shoot the bolt pistol, you feel it. Like, not even just the look, it's like the shake, the noise it makes. It is so on point. I just love it so much. This, honestly, I think the bolt pistol is probably my favorite part of this entire Warbond, but I digress. The Melt-A-Mine. This thing is nutty. This is nutty. Now, you get 4 of these if you're using, like, just standard armor. 2,000 damage, which I believe I checked the wiki. This could be correct, could be incorrect. On there, I believe it says it's like 2,000 or 3,600 something. Either way, whatever step on it does not survive. Most of the time. There have been some situations with crushers where they have directly stepped on it. Like, I have seen their legs fly off and they're still, like, living. But, you know, they're new, they're kind of buggy. That's gonna be bound to happen at some point, you know. But it just happens. The throw range on this is shit. No duh. It is a landmine. If you're using, I believe it's servo assisted though. It's whatever one gives you the extra throwables and the extra throwable range. This is wonderful. I love this in situations where I don't usually use light armor. Okay. As I said before, I run the heavy operator because it's heavy armor with medium run speed. Since I'm running faster with this, however, there have been situations where I can, like, do a quick turnaround, throw the mine behind me, dive, and whatever's chasing and eating my ass just disintegrates. Because it is that strong. Like, if you're within any range of it, I don't think it matters what level of armor you're wearing. I believe it will just kill you. I mean, this is essentially getting stuck with a thermite. Like, you do not survive this. But I'll eat it. The look of oh, sorry, I'm very off topic here. I'm just very into it. I like this. It's a Warhammer Warbond. I want this to be great. It is pretty great. This just look at the picture over here instead of this, just because you know. But I like the little pad here on the arm. I love the detailing here. I like that it's not all just solid green, because like sure it would have been a cop out. I like the little symbol on the arm. I like the little. It's a little hard to see here. But there's like little metal trinket thingies there. I just wish there was a bit more. I want to say style to it. Like add like little. Like you have the little regiment logo here. Add like little regiment numbers or more markings or something like that. Because I mean, especially on this is just plate metal. Like the helmet, yeah, that's fine. It's got like the gold visor. It's got the little insignia on the helmet. This doesn't have much. Like it's got the red shoulder plate and it's got that. It's like, meh, all right, fine. But I'm going to talk about the camos here. Castellan green. Did we just take Heritage Olive and like turn up the saturation? Because I swear this is the exact same thing. Or it is almost near the exact same thing. I'm gonna get this. Of course I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna complete every Warbond at some point. I'm gonna have everything in every Warbond. But I don't think this would be my top pick. Not only because I'm gonna keep it so 100. I fuck with the Siege Breakers pattern more than most other patterns in this entire game. Because I think that it looks good. But this is also just like vaguely basic. Which I mean, like, yeah, a lot of them are supposed to be kind of basic. But also, I mean, like this, I think this is better. I think this looks fine. I think this actually just looks, the pattern on the car itself, I think just looks good. Because it is just like very army coated, kind of looking like that. I wish they'd make like the spokes of the wheels like, I don't know, maybe a brighter green, like very, very slightly, just for the color contrast. I don't know. This, I said it as a joke. I knew we weren't gonna get it, but I was like, if I get a dreadnought mech pattern, I will give you all my money. But no, that did not happen. I have seen people do mods to make it look like that. I don't know how to do that. I'm not gonna try and fuck with that. But I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I think this is better than fucking Exo White, like Exosuit Certified White, yeah. But that's also an extremely low bar to cross. The nameplate's still standing. Love that. Definitely gonna get this one. Katie reference, duh. Nowhere's no. I mean, honestly. And the player card. I'm going to talk about the player cards a little bit. And just kind of like the vibe of this. Because I'm just gonna say it straight out. I'm very conflicted on how to feel about this. Because it's Helldivers. You know, it has to keep its own identity. It has to, like, still fit into this universe. And I completely understand that. But it's like you have the little can you see it better on here? Let me see if I can see it better here. Like you can see kind of like the little wing logo on the top of the helmet. That is, as far as I can tell, because it's very hard to see. I don't think that is the Imperium logo. I don't think it's the Aquila. I'm pretty sure that's like the Helldiver little skull with the, you know, like the game logo, but like smoothed out. I wish they'd kind of lean more into like the Imperium kind of look of it, because it is just Imperium. This is Guard. Like, that is just what they are. They are the basic fighting forces of the Imperium. But when you just slap their logo on here, and it looks like I bought this out of fucking Python Commandos, and it looks like I got this one out of Urban Legends. It's like, come on, fellas. 40K, give me something. Make this little logo the focus, not this. Make like this the background and have these be the color scheme of that. And Camo Cloak, same thing. It looks like he got this out of either Python or Viper Commandos. It's just green and darker green. There's no, like, as far as I can see, they don't have their little sign here, and they don't have any, like, skull wing thing here. Like, no Aquila, no Helldiver logo. It's like, theming. Theming is important with these. Because as I said earlier, it's the feel, it is the vibe that gives these legendary Warbonds as much hype as it does. I can say the same shit about this. Is just, both of these just feel like they're ripped straight from other Warbonds, but they feel slightly better. But I also just don't like it because they feel like they were taken from there. It's like, on the player card, and on here, like, yeah, you can see that corresponds to the armor. Why don't you have, like, a little red patch on the cape, then? Why don't we do that? Can we stay a little consistent with that at the very least? Give it some more pizzazz than, oh, it's gray and darker gray. Yippee! But, I'm gonna talk about the multigun now. I've used the multigun on 3 missions. Just 3. I've used it on Rappel. I'm gonna talk a little bit about it now. I think Rappel is fun. I get people who don't like Rappel. I think Rappel is fun. Because the reason people don't think Rappel is fun, and I totally agree with him on this, is the wait time between each Illuminate ship coming down. Because if you have a good team, you can essentially just wipe the map, and you have to wait 4 or 5 minutes for another wave to come down, and it's like, oh, okay then. And secondly, I used it on evacuate high value assets. A lot of people haven't liked this even before. I would like to contradict. I do like evacuate high value assets. It feels very tactical. I don't like it on regular Illuminate because they can just fly over the walls, and that's complete bullshit. But on Vote Snatchers, I think it's fine. And third, I use it on Takedown Overship. Nothing really special about that, aside from the entire roster being the Vote Snatchers. So, please keep in mind, the only enemies that I have used any of these weapons against are Voteless, Wretches, and Crushers. And, nope, Flesh Mobs are in there too. Yeah, Flesh Mobs are there too. So it's not a very wide range, but considering this is coming out with the new update, it's very clearly Void Warp themed, they're trying to draw parallels to that. It's kind of meant to be used here. Plus also it's the major order, we gotta hold it anyways. But when I read Charge Up, I was thinking oh, it's the Quasar Cannon. You hold it down in a little bit, and yeah, it does that, but it's a burst charge up. I can hold the mouse down, and I can still have ammo left, but it'll just stop shooting. And I get it. It's the Meltagun. It's oh, it's gonna overheat if you do it. Then let it have an overheat mechanic. Let me figure that out. Let me blow myself up with this thing and make it, I don't know, do a decent explosion and do decent damage. Because, I mean, there's plenty of ways you can, blow yourself up in this game. You got, fucking unsafe railgun, portable hell bomb. I mean, it's the very over-the-top thing that fits with Helldivers and Warhammer. Just let me do it. Because this thing has 3 shots in it. 3 shots in it, and you have like what? 4 mags, I think? I think it's 4 mags. So you're getting like 12 shots. The anti-tank, I'll admit, is very good. I like it. However, since almost everything in the Vote Snatchers is light pen, this does basically fuck all. Except if you're shooting crushers in the head, then it knocks their helmet off. But it does not kill them in one go. Which I want to like the Meltagun so much. I want to like it so much. But unless you are using one, the armor set that comes with this, you can actually reload. It doesn't take long to reload. It does not. Because halfway through this, I stopped using the sharpshooter and I switched to like the Apollyon one. The light armor set from Control Group. Because it gives me Adreno Defibrillator. Which I think is honestly just better against Vote Snatchers. Not Vote Snatchers, but like the environment they're in. And 2. Wait, what was I talking about? Right, I stopped using the armor. So, you want to use the armor for this if you're trying to like quick blitz this. Because this is... I feel wrong when I'm saying this, but it feels like it's a niche build item. Because I have 12 shots, okay? I'm using my support weapon slot. And like, yeah, it doesn't take up a backpack slot. But if you want this thing to like destroy stuff, because like this does not take down warp ships in one hit. I mean, it might if you shoot it through the doorway, but like I figured it's anti-tank. I shoot it at the thing, the thing will blow up anyways. But no, it takes like 2 to 3 pulses of this to take down a single warp ship with the shield down. I mean, you can take the supply backpack. I wouldn't though, because I say this feels like a niche item because you need to be in a team to use this. You need to be in a coordinated team who can, 1, keep lighter enemies off your back so you can actually get up. Cause the range on this thing is shit. And like, yeah, I agree. It should not be like cross map. It should not be like the laser cannon that has like 1,000 meters to it where you can like cross map snipe. That should not be the case. But when most like up close, because they show the tank here. The tank has no melee capability. The Factory Strider has melee capability. Behemoth Chargers have melee capability. Crushers have melee capability. The Appropriators, the ones in the mech, I don't remember what they're called. I think it's like the Gatekeepers. Like the ones that like they got the fist and they can fucking put the smack down on you. They have melee capability. So that needs to be your sole priority if you are going to shoot the Meltagun. And you need to make sure it hits a specific spot where it can stagger it long enough for you to charge up another one of those pulses. Because if you don't, you're going to get your shit rocked. There's no 2 ways about it. And like, sure, you could use a rover to try and cover your back. That's what I did. Because I was like, oh, I don't really like this that much. Because I was running in a squad with just one other guy for most of the time. But I mean, honestly, and another thing for this, it is a 7-minute cooldown. It is a 7-minute cooldown. And I had the ship upgrade. I had the thing where it lowers it all by like 10%. This is the lower version. So if you're a new player and you're buying this, it's going to be higher. So you're going to need ammo boxes if you want to use this consistently. And you're going to need at least one other person on your team. If you aren't, because when you take the Meltagun, you are essentially saying, I am heavy weapons guy, and this is my weapon. You are going to be the person who's taking down all of the all the tank targets. Because there's genuinely zero reason to take more than one person to have the melt-a-gun on them at one time. Like, having the benefit of, I don't know, 2 autocannons or 2 recoilless rifles, something like that. But, and I know I keep shitting on it, but whenever I use the melt-a-gun, it just doesn't have the feel. And maybe it's because I'm using it against vote snatchers. Maybe it's because it's not like all the like really super huge and tough enemies. Like, I don't even want to know what this thing does against a hive. I'm assuming it's gonna do like jack shit to a hive lord, but like, it'd probably be funny anyways. But like, the sound's kind of there. The visuals, it's kind of there. I forgot to talk about the visual of the melt-a-mine. It's very cool. Like, huge explosion, very like flashy and rigid, like blue and orange. Kind of like you can see it come out of there. It's basically that. But I wish that had more of like in like the sound design, I wish it had like a bit more of a like roar to it as it kind of like charges up, And I mean, shit. I'm I I'm not going to say this is a bad Warbond, because by no means is it a bad Warbond. However, I just don't think this really fits my current playstyle. Because, like, I've switched up before. I've went through like 3 different kind of builds, because I used to run basically the basic ass bitch. Like, I just used to run like Mortar and Pestle, like the BO1 and the Liberator, for a while. And then I switched up and I was using like only laser weapons, and then I switched up and I was doing like only fire weapons, and more recently I'm doing all like mostly light and medium pen only. Aside from taking thermite. But I'm sure this fits people's playstyle. I'm sure it's great. In hell, I might just like it a bit better if I used the heavier armor, because like I prefer medium armor, but if I had to pick between either using light or heavy, I'm gonna pick heavy. And as I said, this is probably also a perspective thing. This is a guard Warbond. It's got punch to it. I will say it has punch to it. There's nothing weak about this Warbond. I just feel that the way it's intended to be utilized just doesn't really mesh well with how I play. And given it being a legendary Warbond, there was nothing in the superstore for it, so like no medium pen, not medium pen, no medium armor, no extra weapons, no nothing. But honestly, I'm just gonna have to give like, I don't know, a 7 out of 10 or something. And it kind of hurts me to say that, because I think did I put Exo Experts at like what, an 8 or some shit? Or it might have been a 7. Putting this on the same level as Exo Experts feels bad. But also, like, I've had a whole switch up on Exo Experts. Because it's no surprise. Like, the game changes. In my opinion, changes. And I like different stuff at different times. But I'm still just upset at Exo Experts because of the reasoning behind it. They put the mechs and shit behind there. But, like, the Bullet Storm, yeah, I fuck with the Bullet Storm. I fuck with the Missile Pistol. It's all great. But this, I feel like, get the weapons. The weapons are good. don't get the patterns. The patterns are just kind of shit, honestly. So, like, if you want to get the player cards, that's fine. Don't get the capes. The capes are like, I didn't buy this one. I didn't buy Camo Cloak because I have what is it? Like Liberty's Green, or what are you called? You are Cressing Honor, and it looks almost the same. It is basically the same thing. You wouldn't even be able to tell. Well, let me just do a quick check. Heritage Olive is in here, right? I believe it is. Okay, I'll say it's not the same. It's quite different. However, it does use the same color pattern, not pattern, color scheme, but they up the vibrancy. It is different, yes. However, the fact that I can like kind of have that snap reaction, like, oh, this can be mistaken as Heritage Olive, I feel like that just shouldn't happen. 'Cause I'm sure like the little stripes here, and that probably means something for guard. I don't know. Put like more like the little winged skulls on here, make it more obvious. I mean, hell, that's all for the Warbond part of it. I guess I'll talk more about the general update now. I think I said earlier this video is going to be shorter, but it's not. I don't give a fuck. Uh, Devoid of Liberty is so far looking to be a wonderful update. I love the concept of going to the void because it's basically, in my opinion, it's the gloom but cooler, and people have been ignoring the void for way too long. We've lost too many planets because everyone's just like, oh, I don't want to fight the squids anymore. It's like, all right then, I guess. I mean, yeah, sure, I guess mindless masses are kind of boring at times, but like when they send down the appropriators, that's the entire point of like these guys are the big threat. And people are seeing that now because they have created like actual nightmares out of these fuckers. The wretches, oh my god. I put a post out earlier. I've seen people saying like, "Oh, it's the Dead Space 2 whatever it is." No, that's just that's a blue lictor, boy. That is Jesus Christ. Those things are moving on like demon time. You thought it was bad getting charged by like, no, these are essentially the Spore Burst guys, but for the Illuminate. Because they're new. Their hitboxes are all fucked up. Every single one of them. I've seen them like fly across the screen. They've telefragged me in several occasions. I'll say it now so I don't forget it later. The Crushers, they can just walk through walls sometimes. They're big bats. They can go straight through walls sometimes. Sometimes it's like I dodge out of the way. I'm dodging sideways. I see the bat hit the ground next to me. I'm prone on the ground next to the bat. And then I just die. My body is still in one piece. I'm using Adreno defibrillator. Which, what Adreno defibrillator does, for those who aren't in the know, it is, I believe, whenever your body hits 0% health and is still intact, you get like a full, like your entire health bar comes back, but it is temporary health. I just don't get the second chance, so it just straight up kills me. I've only been using light armor, so I don't know if it's possible to survive the Crusher hits with like heavy armor or something. I'd assume not. A lot of the evacuate high value assets, especially with the wretches, they like phase under the floor, and like they'll swarm the generators, but they cannot get to it because they're still under the floor. So like whenever you look on your mini map, you see like a bunch of red dots there, but if they're not big red dots, it basically means nothing because they're all gonna go straight through the floor. Um, the new environmental hazard, tornadoes. These only show up on Exostorm Class 2 and 3, from what I've heard. If you're in light armor, you do not survive. If you're in medium armor, you are probably not going to survive. If you're in heavy armor, you might survive. I hate these so genuinely so much. And like, yeah, it's wacky at times. It's real wacky when I have 20 reinforces. It's not as wacky when I'm down to like 3. And especially now when, like right now, we are just getting pumped because we have the tornadoes. We have the new enemies, which people are getting better at fighting now, which is decent. Who could have seen this coming? Fire damage is still the main meta. I don't think that's ever going to change, which I don't think it should. I think fire is very good. But when you're like punished for not taking fire, it feels kind of dumb. But you got that. And on top of that, we have the DSS there, which is wonderful. It's on Eagle Storm right now. So, like, since these guys are the Spore Burst strain, and you have the DSS Eagle Storm, you can imagine how that's going. You're getting run up on by every direction. The dumbass who's piloting the Eagles, they're like, oh, let's shoot right there. And they mow down the entire squad because everyone's getting jumped. So it's fun. It's real fun. And I sound upset about this. I'm really not. We are still winning at the moment. The only thing that could generally make me mad is people dropped this, like, I don't know, insert one planet that we were like 90% liberated and then we forgot about it because everyone's stupid. But another slight bad, but honestly great thing in my opinion is the Seif update. I love the new specialists so much. I cannot count how many times that the medic Seif has saved my ass. Just because, like, I do not recommend stimming any of the Seif, aside from the medic one. Because they will die fast. This just happens. You will never, in the game's history, if this continues, you will never get that full requisition, like all the requisition points from a mission, because at least one of them will die. But the commander does basically what the agitator does, the agitator cyborg, but for the Seif guys. The regular marksmen, they're basically just the regular Seif from before, but their AI is kind of better. So I've noticed, especially, like if I throw a stratagem beacon right down on top of them, they will move away from that so they don't get crushed. It's like, this is all it took? This is all it took. I mean, like, I'm glad it's done now, but could we not have done that a little sooner? But, never mind. The heavy gunners, I like them. They're pretty decent. And, as I said, just the medic. They'll stim you from time to time. You kind of got to wait there, though, for them to, like, actually notice. And usually, if you're not in a firefight, that's a better time to do it. There are a lot of them, though, because when I looked at this and I saw that the update was like 3 gigs, and I was like, okay, yeah, I guess that's reasonable for the entire void. We don't have the entire void yet. That's not even open yet. We have 2 new enemies, a new Warbond, and I found out where all the extra storage is going. The sea, there's so many of them. Because like on every planet now you can have some. Especially on Rurga Bay. Rurga Bay, there are so many. It's like, if you don't hear that constant, like, that little blip on the side, like, that notifies you that, like, oh, one of the civilians died. When the Seif died, yeah, something's going wrong. There are a ton of them. Which is great, honestly, in my opinion. Because before, with those tiny little squads, they did genuinely nothing. They would die in like maybe 10 seconds tops. That's if they were lucky. Now that there's actually a lot of them, they can do some decent damage. And it feels like the game is more active now, not just in cities, even though I mostly fight city on Rigabe. Another great thing, you can hug all of them too. Um, as I said, only downside to these guys though, they are still kind of dumb. I've been shot by them a lot, killed by them a lot. That's just kind of the trade-off though, which I think is fine. I mean, there's technically no, I shouldn't say it, but there is no downside to just spraying all of them down, because no one really needs requisition slips anymore aside from new people. By the way, that 150 to 300 level cap increase, I don't really see why we needed it. Sure, you can have it just kind of like to flex on others, I guess. And like, yeah, there's new name tags too now. But also like, what's the point if there's like no prestige system or nothing else really? It is really just like a social honor system that holds very little water. But I mean, I saw I think like the top player is like level 294 something right now. Jesus Christ, but you do you, man. That's not my spot to muck around in. Whew. But I mean, honestly, I'd call this a pretty good update. I'm very excited to see what oh, I didn't talk they scream now? They scream now. The Crushers. The wretches just make their regular like weird ass zombie noise, nothing special. The Crushers, if you shoot their helmet off, they cry and scream. What? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Because the first time, I got freaked the fuck out because I didn't know what that was. Because I didn't know I shot its helmet off because I play with the graphics kind of low and it's very dark. I usually play night missions. But I thought it was laughing at me. And I was like, okay, great, they're making fun of me now. And I listened a little closer. No, that's definitely crying. No, that is horrifying. Why did you do that? Speaking of Crushers, why do they regenerate health? Why do they regenerate health? Why does it take half my bullet storm to kill one of them when there's 10 spawning at once at diff 6? This is what I meant by they're reinforcing the fire damage meta. Fire's wonderful against them. Fire's good at hordes. Wretches are hordes. Like they're a horde army, kind of, in a way to put it. I mean, they essentially just took the Terminators and they just made them blue. They made them blue. They put them into blue stuff and they threw them at us. But honestly, despite the active pain I'm in and have been in for like about a week or so now, I found this pretty fun. I think it's great, you know? I mean, anything new they add, I'm going to look at with a positive light, at least to start with. I do think the broken hitboxes, on day 1, it's fine. On day 2, it's fine. If this reaches past a week, it's not going to be fine anymore. I don't know how damn long it took for them to make the flesh mob's hitbox actually work. But now that we have the flesh mob, but worse, I hope that is fixed within, I don't know, maybe 5 days? Something like that. But, honestly, I think that's all for this video. I don't think I'm going to make another video for, I don't know, who knows how long, just because I am still in pain. However, this has been Castellan's Creed. I'm still Crux Terminus, and I will see you next time.